Hi there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to another TGIF Talks, episode 67. I'm joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Hi.
Roll the intro.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're always glad you came.
These podcasts broke down to 4 parts. First, we have Weeks of Ben, followed by the Corona News, followed by your comments. Actually, I don't think there aren't any comments. The comments section is real short. Followed by a fourth random segment.
Channel is really going downhill, isn't it?
It's just been an interesting few weeks. So,
depressing few weeks.
well, yeah. What was I? All right. We have big news.
Oh, big news.
Big news. I have the drum roll going. We graduated.
You did?
I did. Did you?
I think so.
My diploma signed. Is yours? Did you
It
ever
has
open it?
It has a signature.
Oh, a signature is supposed to have like 4.
Oh, well, I may have, crammed in the rest. I used Crayola Blue number 2.
It's not like high school because, like, in high school, those diplomas are actually signed. In college, those aren't signed. Or at least my high school, they were signed.
Well, mine was personally signed. I took a picture of him signing it and put it inside my diploma.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So I just want you to know yours was personally hand-signed by me.
Ah, yes. Ronnie was just like, I don't know this kid.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to pick out one random kid and sign it for him. This kid sounds nice.
Ronnie makes so much damn money, he should pick out one random person every single year and pay for their college tuition.
You know, Mr. B should do that. Sign one random diploma.
But he's not like a, sign one random diploma.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mr. Beast
his name
doesn't.
on.
Jimmy isn't the kind of person who's like a big believer in college. I mean, he almost dropped out of high school. Actually, I think he did.
Was his channel big in high school? Oh, he dropped out of college. He went to like a year or two, didn't he?
He's as old.
He was enrolled in college.
He just turned 22.
Yeah.
No,
he dropped out of college.
Well, yeah, but he also just turned 22.
He's mentioned it in podcasts before. He went to like a year or two, a semester or two, and then he dropped out because he didn't need it anymore. He realized he was making enough money. He would never need a formal education or any sort of real job.
He's only a year old. He's only 22. He's younger than you.
He can be self-employed.
Is that the same water from...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, that thing was a great paperweight when it was so windy down there on the field. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. Someone's paper blew away.
The
little thing with your number on it?
Oh, dude, lots of people's stuff blew away at mine. Like, it was just... There were chairs flying.
Are you serious?
The chairs were flipping over. It was so windy. Like, when you were walking up there, your red shower thing was just going everywhere. Like, I had to walk up there because, like, they want you to have that piece of paper at your waist.
Yeah.
So, like, I had my at my waist, but I was holding it like this, holding down the shaw so it wouldn't blow away.
They want to see what number you are so they can have it ready as soon as you walk up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have them all all ordered by number or whatever, but...
They go by 2,
It makes things easier if they know exactly what number you are. Because not everyone showed up.
Oh, yeah. The person behind me didn't show up.
It was like 77% turnout rate. In terms of all the graduates, 77% showed up for the ceremony.
Yeah. How's it feel? This is day 1 of being a graduate.
I consider Monday day 1.
Okay, day 1. Okay, tomorrow is
Monday is when it'll probably hit me that, like, we're done.
I honestly
We're
don't.
done.
I don't think mine's gonna hit me till the fall.
Yeah, probably.
Cause like I mean it's the
It's
summer.
almost like the beginning of summer vacation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no different than the summer.
It's like I kind of feel like we're done, but it's like we never have to study again. We never have to write a paper again. I mean, maybe your job or whatever, but like I don't
Reports.
mean those as like a paper that like you really procrastinate on because it's something that you can do.
Are you
don't
gonna
have to,
Are
like,
you
do
gonna want to
research,
write that paper
extensive-
for
You
work?
don't have to do extensive research and prepare for this. It's not something that you can just I don't know.
That you're beginning to realize that I just would come up with an idea like a week in advance. Don't give two craps about what it is. The day before the thing, realize, oh, that's due tomorrow. Okay, let's crank it out, and then do
See,
it.
I feel like assignments that are due for work or whatever, like because you've been working at that job, you can actually write that paper.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
suppose.
require access, research, and Google. You don't have to do all this extra, work to BS the paper. That's the thing.
It wasn't
The
BS.
papers for
Got
your
A4.
job will not be BS papers. They'll be a paper that you can actually, type something out.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas, school papers, those were just, Google research papers.
I don't even. What? I couldn't imagine doing this crap back in like before Google.
Yeah.
That would have been horrible.
Papers weren't a thing.
Like
You had a typewriter.
what
Yeah, my dad was telling me that back when he was in school or whatever, they had to use a typewriter.
Oh,
Yeah, remember Grandma? She had a typewriter. That's how he had to do all his papers. Clickety clack.
no, I
Clickety
couldn't.
clack.
I couldn't do that. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Think about like they had to go and like research all these books.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? You know what the book is? See the things behind me? Yeah, those are called books. It's
I have
things that
books.
people actually used back then. Can you believe it? Like an actual physical copy that you can't use Control F for. Yeah. Can you imagine having to do a research paper, be able to use Control F, Control C, Control V?
I don't really use it now. I don't even use Control C or P for research papers because
You can no longer use Control F.
Control
Can't
F.
be like, is this book good for me? I don't know. Read it.
So here's how good I got at this, right? I didn't use Control F. Only time I ever used Control F is if I was starting to get really impatient and this one little bit of data I needed was just really being elusive. I could not find it. Then I would use Control F. But otherwise, if it wasn't in the first paragraph, I didn't read the rest of the thing.
Yeah, but see, sometimes, I find a Google result that's like, okay, I can clearly see in the 3-sentence summary that they have what I'm looking for. They
Well, yeah.
specifically have the answer. Well, I open up that Google link or whatever. It's some 187-page PDF. Ain't no way in hell I'm reading that. No, I'm gonna do Control F, find the sentence I'm looking for, and bada bing, bada boom. I know exactly what sections of this document to focus on.
Yeah. I don't copy and paste because
No.
I'm always like
I have copied and pasted, but then I rephrase it my own words because it's like too much.
I'll copy and paste like a word or like a number that I don't want to try and retype or screw up or whatever. But like I won't.
See, the thing about
it
the thing about
scares me
control
too
about copy paste though is that the formatting. You always have to make sure that you paste without formatting.
Do you not know how to do that?
Otherwise, it looks
You do the
weird. It
little
doesn't
number
fit in
with
your
the
text
square.
right.
You do the little letter with a square.
Oh yeah. Have you ever done that before? Yeah, you get numbers and it appears as a box.
Dude, I have to do it I did it all the time because everything is in freaking Arial online. Everything is in Arial and it's not black. It's gray. It's not black.
Yeah.
Nothing you see. No text on Google is black. It is gray. It's like, what?
No, I feel like it copy paste gray. I feel like it actually is gray. I think I actually know
No,
someone.
because when you compare them,
What?
it's the same
is the
freaking thing.
font?
It,
on
it's
Google.
but it's gray. It's not black.
Well,
And I'm like,
they have their own thing. It's
what?
called Google Sans. No, it's not. I think Arrow must be closed, but Google has their own thing. It's called Google Sans.
Well, either way, half the stuff you read online, it's not black. It's gray. And it's so frustrating. Because it's like, okay, cool. I fixed the font size and the font. Oh, wait. The color's wrong. It's like, what? Oh.
It resembles, though, Arial or Helvetica.
Helvetica. Ooh, Helvetica bold.
Helvetica.
What a font. Ted Mosby
Actually,
likes to talk
the font
about
I like to
Helvetica.
use, so that is Palatino linotype.
Yeah.
I started using it on a lot of my papers because a professor of mine swears by it.
What?
Apparently, if you use Palatino linotype on any document, anything you submit to him, you got yourself a gold sticker right off the bat.
What? I mean, that's the equivalent of having. That's the equivalent of like some professors being like, "Yeah, you have a dick. Yeah, you get an A."
It looks like Times New Roman. It looks like it, but it's like
How was he gonna know?
an upgraded version of Times New Roman.
What the hell is an upgrade version of Times New Roman?
Go pull up a Google Doc, pull up Microsoft Word, type in Palatino linotype, compare them. I don't know if I can share a screen. I'll try to share a screen.
Do. No,
I've
it's
had
gonna
this
pop. Your
trouble
name's gonna be in the
before.
top right hand corner.
What?
Your
I
name
know
is
how
going
to
to.
share a screen. Here, let me see if I can make a document.
Whatever. Point
All
is, the past week has been. We don't want to talk about fonts. We're gonna lose them if we start talking about fonts. Don't pull up the fonts. We're not doing this. People are gonna get angry if we talk about fonts. We have to redeem ourselves over last week where we had Will, and that was a disaster.
Oh. That was a disaster.
Everybody voted that Will's
Actually, I did watch
podcast was
that.
awful. Podcast 66 was trash. 67 actually has to be like worth our time. Speaking of that, well, I guess no, that'd be more of a. We could talk about that in the third segment. Yeah, so we spent the last 2 weeks. Somebody asked like, how busy were the last 2 weeks? And I was like, I didn't do anything. Like, all my papers and stuff were due the week before. My tests only took like 2 hours each or whatever. They didn't take very long. I didn't have any assignments. I had a presentation I had to go watch some presentations. There was nothing outrageous I had to do. As for some people, like, I gotta stay for this test, this. I didn't. I had one non-open book, open note test. It dropped my grade from a 78.9 to a 74.
I don't think it worked. Oh well.
Well, yeah. Were you hearing my story?
Yeah.
All my stuff was done 3 weeks before finals.
Yeah, same here.
The bull crap.
No, not 3 weeks before. No, the week of.
Yeah, yours were all done the week of. I was just coasting.
I was doing finals up until the very last day. 7:30 a.m. Friday morning. My last final.
I was done Wednesday
I
night.
actually needed to pass.
I was done Wednesday night. Well, no. Did they even get that final graded before noon?
They did. Yeah, because they emailed me. Yeah, they did. Literally, not even an hour later. I thought they graded mine first or something. Because like an hour later, I get the email notification saying your grade has been submitted on Canvas.
What?
Yeah, no joke.
What are these gods? I submitted
I think they graded mine first because grades had to be submitted by 4.
Oh, I thought it was
I'm
noon.
not entirely sure how that worked because a friend of mine, so I went to work at noon, and a friend of mine, he said he graduated yesterday with us, said that his final was due Friday at midnight. And it was for a class he had to pass. He had to get a C in the class.
Yeah, Kyle had that.
If he got a 0 on the final, it would drop him down below a passing grade. He He said if he got like a C on the final, he'd still get like a B in the class or something. Anyways.
Was he really concerned about it?
Well, he couldn't get a 0. Well, yeah, it was a...
You couldn't get a 0. Do you realize how hard it is to get in 0 by actually doing the test? Like, I have literally had tests where I didn't know a single answer, and I couldn't get a 0.
Anyway, can I just tell my story?
Sure.
So the paper had to be submitted at midnight. Grades are supposed to be due at 4 o'clock prior. It made no sense to me how, like, I bet he already had to submit grades saying, yeah, I guess the student's going to submit it and probably get this grade.
So, yeah.
I think.
I
have no idea.
3 weeks.
All I know is that he walked the stage.
Mm-hmm. So
that's all I know.
So 3 weeks.
They handed him his diploma.
So 3 weeks before the last day of finals, 3 weeks before graduation, every single teacher has to go and submit a speculative grade on MyRed.
Yeah.
So here's the funny part about these speculative grades.
Oh, I know about that because mine said I was failing.
Really?
My advisor reached out to me and said, "Hey, are you gonna pass this class?"
They had you at speculative at a fail?
Well, it said a D, I think, a D plus or something. And see, the thing was, I had scored kind of bad on one of my tests, which is why I went in to retake a test. Remember how I told you how to retake a test? Yeah.
Yes, that's how we ended up with Will and the worst podcast ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I apologize.
Right, at least you graduated, so you have the diploma. But here's what he said.
I did.
So like,
we'll never have to worry about that again.
So they submit these speculative grades because he's like, I'm not gonna grade your papers until that weekend. Your finals, because I have too many finals to grade. Your guys' finals are gonna get pushed to the side. I'm not gonna get everything done. I'm not gonna submit the grades till Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a speculative grade in, and there's nothing I can do. You could fail the final, but once they give you the thing, there's nothing I can do. But here's the funny part about this. Once they give you a diploma, there's nothing you can do. Here's the funny part about this. You need to get a 60 on this final. You need it. Doesn't matter if you could have 100% in the class, which is impossible, but you could have 100% in the class, and you could get a 60 on the final, or below a 60. Below a 60, a 59, and fail.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he had a student one time who needed a 34 to pass. He needed a 34 to pass. He got like a 32, and the professor was pissed.
What?
So he changed all the rules around so that you have to get a 60 on the final. So you didn't have these people not trying or not taking the final. Because it's an ace 10. He doesn't want that.
Wait, whoa, hold up. So a 32, like a 32%? What? The kid did not try.
He had to get a 34, so he had to try a little bit. But apparently he was that freaking dumb.
That means his grade must have been solid. How did he bomb that?
I don't know.
How did he bomb that? So, all right, did the professor bump him up, or did he
No,
say, sorry, bud?
he failed him.
He did?
He failed him. It was like, no, you're not.
So he had to take a whole nother year.
I would assume so, yeah. And that class is only offered in the spring.
Oh my god.
And it's an ace 10.
Oh.
Not for everybody, but
god.
for someone like me, it's an ace 10. So, yeah. So, anyways, these cumulative grades pissed me off because they were lower, except for like the one. They were lower than the grades I actually got. And I was just like, this is crap. Because I actually because it was like it was like B pluses for some of these classes. I'm like, bro, I have an A minus. Screw off.
Yeah.
I have a 90.
I got an A plus in my Spanish class. Second A plus I've ever gotten. You got an A plus?
I've gotten A pluses.
Really?
Yeah.
I've gotten it
like
one
freshman
other time.
year.
Yeah. My second ever A plus. I had a 98%.
I don't remember what the other ones were, but I think I've had A
felt pretty
pluses
good about
before.
that.
Like freshman year. I haven't had them since. I've been close.
And I got a P in my other class.
I just one class. I was doing really well in it.
I got a P in my other class. Have you ever seen the letter grade P?
How much do you remember from last night about my dad talking about me and my brother? When he was
wait, what happened last night?
about the spelling tests?
How much alcohol did I have again?
You didn't have any. I'm just asking if you
No.
remember what he said about
I do.
about the spelling tests.
I remember his comment. You know, everyone thought it's going to be like this guy that's going to go off and do great and amazing things. You know, and now he's working some job that's like, yeah. We'll not get into that. But anyways, then they had you. And let's not talk about this train wreck of a child that they had that they thought was just going to kind of fall off the rails. But little do they know, he would go on to get a degree in a year less than expected.
Yet he was just like,
Because they give so many freebies at your school.
they don't get free. Oh well, yeah, dual credits. So like, yeah,
Your dual credit system.
So-
we had a dual credit system, you know, except our dual credit system was a lot more intense than yours.
yours wasn't dual credit. Yours was stupid. You tortured
we
yourself
did.
to these stupid classes, but it didn't matter. The classes didn't freaking matter. If you didn't pass the test, it didn't matter. You could put all this money in.
No. No, that was AP classes.
Oh,
There's AP and then there's dual credit. So the AP class is the one that you take the test at the end of the year, and that grants you the credit.
AP
Yes,
is
there's
stupid.
That's what you're thinking of. But then there's dual credit, which is where you just take the class, and what your grade is in the class that determines what your grade is for the course. And if you get a grade of a C, that gets you college credit.
Yep, that's how mine was.
And the only thing is that you have to pay to take those classes.
Yep.
It's the only class in high school that you have to actually pay for, and it's like I think it was like $500. And the thing is, that includes textbook and everything.
Oh, there's text.
It's literally everything you'll need for the class. So
They're
it's
cheap.
pretty much a win-win. There's no reason why you shouldn't take it because you know teachers in high school kind of want to pass you. They don't want to fail you along. I probably should have taken the English one. They had an English dual credit that I could have taken, and I decided not to take it. See, the teacher was so nice. She probably would have passed me. Even if I didn't take her class
Why
because
would
it's
you
pretty
not?
intense.
I don't understand. Why would you not take a dual
Because
credit?
English was not my best subject. It was I didn't particularly enjoy writing and typing. I mean, I can write fairly decently, I think.
You
The
know,
teacher was nice. I had her the previous year, my sophomore year, and so she knew me because I had her for a full year or whatever. And so she would have been my same teacher again junior year because she also teaches the AP English for junior year. And I decided not to take it, and so I actually had her again senior year because she teaches law and lit, senior elective, a senior English elective that people take. Some people take that, or they take Holocaust and lit, sports lit. I took that too.
actually,
I took 2 semesters of English in the fall.
oh,
2 courses. You had to have like 4 years. It was the weirdest thing, you know. I took 2 English classes in 1 semester, my senior year.
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, but so I decided not to take her class, so I didn't get English credit going in. But I had math credit going in. I had
Which didn't really help you. You
history
had to
credit.
take
I took dual credit for history. I took the econ exam, but I didn't get a high enough score on the AP exam. I think I got like a 3. I had to get a 4.
I want to take
Instead
that
of
econ
5.
exam now.
Yeah, there was an AP econ exam.
I wonder what an AP.
It was like
you know-
multiple choice and then some like short answer responses.
You know, I wonder.
What else?
I wonder what does an AP econ exam look like? Like,
Supply and demand.
yeah, but I'm curious. Like, my econ in high school was subpar. It was trash. I'm
I bet
really
it's like
curious.
I honestly think it's like your first semester of econ, because I took chemistry in high school, and then I took chemistry in college, and it was basically the exact same stuff. Like the exact same stuff.
Chemistry here at the
entire
university there's more to it than at my school. But truth be told, we had an animal science major.
What did you take?
I didn't take chemistry. My roommates took chemistry.
You took chemistry.
My roommates took chemistry.
109?
I don't. They had to take a bunch of them.
Oh, wait, what were they?
Because they're vets.
Oh.
So they gotta know how drugs interact. Anyway, so they took chemistry, and from the way it sounded way more difficult than high school.
It's intense. If you do the homework, it's not.
I mean, they did everything. They
class-
studied like crazy.
Well, okay.
They're vet students.
The first year chemistry, I took Chem 109. It's manageable. It is definitely manageable. If you do the homework, you'll do fine. You should not struggle if you do the homework. If you don't do the homework, it is very easy to get lost and not understand. I understood every lecture and everything because I did the homework, and so I was able to follow along. But I could tell right away that, some of this stuff, if I didn't study, if I didn't do the homework, I would not be in a suitable position to pass, because I knew right away I was going to get a B in the class. I was trying to get an A. I didn't quite get. I think I got a B plus maybe.
But back to this.
I knew there were kids definitely failing the class because they didn't do the homework. They didn't do any work. They'd go into the test and they'd be like, what? I remember it was like the third exam. It was like over light and stuff. Like, it was actually really interesting. We touched a little bit about the electromagnetic spectrum and stuff. And that was apparently the worst exam across the board. That was my best exam. That was my best exam I got.
Light's the easiest freaking thing in chemistry.
I know. That was my best exam, but apparently that was the worst exam that we had.
See, here's the thing, though. See, that's physics. It's not chemistry, and so they all get thrown off.
That is true.
So all the chem students are like, "This is awful."
I like the physics part of chemistry. Which is honestly what was really appealing to me. Because I had a friend, a dorm friend who was on the same floor as me in my dorm. He was in my same class. And he was a chem major. I think he was either chemistry or chemical engineering. I think it was chemical engineering.
Oof.
But he really enjoyed chemistry. But he hated the physics side of it. I really liked the physics side of chemistry because mixing acids together, titrations, that's not me.
No.
When you start talking about molecules, things bonding, energy.
That's kind of cool.
That's what excites me. Yeah.
I just like learning how to blow crap up.
All the chemists are just the complete opposite. That's too much physics for them.
I just like to learn how to blow stuff up. Will came up to me today and he's like, "When are we making a bomb again?" And I'm like, "We never made a bomb. Where is this coming from? We haven't blown something up in a while. You haven't done a science video
When are we
in a
making
while.
a bomb again?
Like, when are we doing a science video again?" I'm like, "I don't know. You gotta give me time. I'm on vacation right now, all right?"
Yeah. That's a break.
I'm on vacation, all right? I've been coasting the past semester, all right? I'm currently coasting into summer. Once I get this job, my life gets figured out. We'll start blowing stuff up again.
Oh my gosh, that meme is too relatable.
It's described you and me for the past 3 to 5 years, depending on who you're asking.
Can I show this?
Yeah. When you're worried about your future, but you also do nothing for your future.
I know. It's so great. Oh, I'll show you the other meme I saw. This represents every college student out there.
Well,
I presume it does. It's
college.
very relatable.
That's 3 years I'll never get back. I want to take this AP Econ exam. If anybody there in the comments has an AP Econ exam that
I'm
you can
sure
send
that
me,
if you just go into Google, you can find practice exams.
I want to take one. I also want to take.
Sure.
We need to take a practice LSAT.
Oh, I actually have taken LSAT questions. They're really fun.
Questions. I want the
Because
test.
they're logic questions. They're actually kind of fun.
Yes, I know. I want the test.
It's all logic puzzle. I took one that was almost like a Sudoku puzzle you had to solve.
Oh.
Because you had to find out where all the different names and how they matched up to find out, who this person, what they did, and all that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was really
They
fun
put those on the
because I
psychology
set it
test.
up. I set it up like
Psychology.
not
IQ
a
test.
crossword or word, like a Sudoku. It was like a Sudoku, and you had to find, how the certain
Do you mean
constraints,
Sudoku?
certain limited constraints. It was really fun to do.
Do you mean
It
Sudoku?
took me like 20 minutes to figure out the problem. But once I figured it out, I was like, man, that
Oh,
was
20
fun.
minutes. You don't have 20 minutes.
We don't have 20 minutes?
No.
No, I know. I know. It was my first time doing the problem.
Right.
It was a very wordy problem. Because my friend, he was practicing for the LSAT too.
Mm.
And he was telling me some of those problems are the ones how, you just have to kind of just mark it, come back to it. It's those problems that you might not be able to get to.
I want to take
Eventually,
the
you get to the
LSATs.
point where you solve so many of those, you know what to look for.
Hey, do you think?
You know what steps to take to get the right solution quicker. Because obviously, with Sudoku, there are a lot of tricks you can do to solve it quick.
Hey, would Harvard take me if I got a 180?
I was doing it very slow. I was doing it very carefully because I wanted to get it right.
Would
too.
Harvard take me if I got a 180?
But you've had no formal education. You didn't do pre-law.
You don't need pre-law.
You don't?
No. I don't know about
Maybe-
Harvard,
Maybe.
but I could go get a law degree right now. I just gotta go take the LSAT.
I don't think it's just a pure 180 though, because I think you also need to have some other type of
Well,
curriculars.
no, I'm making the joke. Do you think they would take with my background, but I would have this amazing LSAT score?
Maybe.
Would
It's
they take
questionable.
me? They're like, this guy is clearly smart.
But really? Because they're gonna open up your transcript from UNL and be like D D D D D. Oh, you got a C D D D D.
Hey, there's
D,
hey, wait, there's only like there's like 6 D's in there. No, not even 6, like 4. Yeah, like 4, maybe 5.
Ds?
Yeah, 4 D's, maybe 5.
Unfortunately, I couldn't get a D. My lowest grade was a C. Here it is.
Freshmen with a paper due in 2 weeks. Seniors with the paper, you gotta pull it up. Due in 2 hours. That
Is
was
this relatable?
Kind of. I don't know.
Well, like the thing is like freshmen, they're stressing out, before the exam. Like 2 weeks in advance. Whereas, seniors, it's like, I guess I should probably get this done. Yeah, it's not like, oh, I gotta do this. It's like well, I suppose it's time. I suppose it's about that time.
So that's what happened. So
Like for real, you have an assignment due at 11:59. It's 9 o'clock. Well, I suppose it's about that time.
a lot of people
No.
are like, everybody's like, how did you get people ask me like, how did you get good at writing papers all of a sudden? Like you were trash in high school, and I would like to think B-Law 300, because every other week or something there were like 4 or 5 case studies, and so I would spend the day of it was due. I would spend all day in the library reading the case. Right, or scanning it, anyways, and just getting the facts down the case.
Yeah. Well, you went to the Learning Commons area?
I went and found a quiet place that I could sit there and read case studies, and read case law. I was a lawyer. for the day. Anyways, so I'd sit there, I'd scan it, and then about 9 o'clock that night, I would sit down and type a 2-page paper. So it's like a 1-page. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe they were 4-page papers. I don't remember. I don't remember. But the point is, they were like 3 to 4 pages, double spaced, about this case. You had to state the facts, state why the judge made the reasons they did, and what would you suggest or whatever. What's your decision? What's your opinion? And that was your last paragraph. And I would crank those out in an hour.
Yeah.
Every time I come up, like the first time I stressed, but like, the hardest part was like, can I read this case law fast enough so that when it comes time to it, like I have enough of the information that I can piece together an essay. And I did it. I lost of the four papers I turned in, I lost 3 points total. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew that.
I want to be a lawyer.
No. I was like, I'm actually more capable at writing papers than I thought. When I got into college, I had my first paper ever for horticulture. My first college paper ever. I will remember this fondly. I was terrified. I had people checking it over. That I would take the recommendations because there's this one girl who had taken it the semester before, so I had her read my paper. The professor was like, "Hey, you did a great job." Basically, the only things, the things he wanted to change were the things that the person who took his class before had changed. And he's like, "Change this word back to this word." And I'm like, "That's the word I had there to begin with." Or he's just like, "I don't like this."
Really?
Or he's like, "I don't like this heading. Change it back to this." That's exactly the way I had it worded before.
Oh.
And I lost points because I followed her instructions on the changes. I could have gotten 100% if I'd kept my changes.
Wow.
I was like, are you serious? Apparently, professors I don't know why. I all of high school, I was told my papers are trash. I get to college, they're like, he's my star pupil. I'm like, what?
Well, I will tell you, the thing the professors like is being blunt.
Well,
To the point.
I'm about as blunt as
High
you
school
can.
teachers, they want flowery sentences. They want all these extra words and mumbo jumbo. They want you to dance around the point.
I couldn't do that.
Not in college. No. Be blunt. Straight to the point. Tell me what it is what you're going to talk about.
I
Don't
guess.
put all these extra words and BS it. I learned that specifically from one of my last classes I took. Actually, it was a class I took senior year.
Yet they put.
I
page
learned this
notes.
from high school because I had a because one of my teachers told me this. That's how I wrote all my papers. And then it wasn't until I took this class senior year where I had a professor that was literally like, "Yeah, no, don't type extra words in your paper. If you do, I will dock points. I don't want you dancing around the point. I want to be able to read your paper, know exactly what it is you're talking about. I want to know what your direct points is. What are your supporting evidence? Be blunt."
I don't know. It was strange. But I would love to keep talking, but we have to have some substance for our philosophy videos.
Oh, we're doing a philosophy video?
We're gonna do that philosophy.
Watch stream. What am I watching?
This is the coronavirus news.
Oh, this is the end of segment 1?
Yeah.